Now, Jeff, I can't really do the same type of thing that I did previously, where I look at the powers and abilities that he is given in the comics, because he's a relatively new character and they've taken a lot of creative liberty to put him in the game in the iteration that he is. Now, granted, I think that it's done very well and it's very fun, but I don't have an ability to draw on from something that is in the comics that I would like to see adapted in the same way that we have with the last couple of ones. So instead, I think what I would recommend as a buff or a change to Jeff is, in the long term, I think that most people have come to the general consensus that he's a healthier character now than he was in the early state of the game, mainly with no longer being able to hang out in his hide and seek perpetually. That was a little bit of a problem for the character, which, would I like to see more meter there? Yeah, I probably would. But I'm not looking necessarily for exclusively adjustments to current, or increases in minor buffs or nerfs to the current abilities. I just kind of feel like that defeats the purpose. So instead, what I would recommend, and I'm not going to recommend a whole new ability or a rework to any of his items, but something that I think would be somewhat helpful is to give a similar effect off of his Joyful Splash, where it pierces through allies while healing them and then dealing damage to enemies. I think the healing bubble would be helpful if it was kind of a small area of effect grenade thing, where yes, it gives healing to the allies, but it also deals some damage to the enemies that are there. I don't want to go the Overwatch route of suggesting that it gives anti-heal or heal reduction. I don't think that that's healthy to put on Jeff's kit in particular, but I think that it having some amount of damage to allies, or potentially even having a completely different version of the bubble that's not a healing bubble, but it's something of a little mine that can be detonated. I think I like the original idea of, if the healing bubble hits an ally and bursts in the vicinity of an enemy, it will deal a little bit of damage to the enemy a little bit more. That just makes more sense in my brain as something that would be better for his kit. So ultimately, that is the recommendation that I would give there of something I'd like to see. And it's not unheard of, because in the winter event, where it was Jeff's only, his bubble was reworked or adjusted to burst after a short period of time and deal damage in that kind. So it's not revolutionary. It's something we've seen before. And I think that that could be something a little bit beneficial to improve the viability that he does have. But he's definitely got a space. And I, again, think that the state of his kit right now is overall more healthy for the game than it was when he was as he was originally built. But what do you think? Do you think that there is a different change to Jeff that is warranted in the form of either a buff or nerf? I am interested to see what your insights and thoughts are on that. So let me know in the comments what changes you would like to see, either in scaling back the way that he currently works, or buffing or altering him in a different way. And we'll see you for the next one tomorrow.